My name is Alistair Kinley, and I want to talk about the implications for compulsory motor insurance in the UK of the European Court's decision in a 2014 case called Vnuk. The Vnuk case concerned the scope of compulsory motor insurance across Europe and stemmed from an accident in Slovenia in which Mr. Vnuk was knocked from a barn by a tractor in a farmyard. It turned out that the farmyard was private land, and as such the tractor didn't need to be insured under Slovenian law, and Mr. Vnuk would be uncompensated. But the European Court decided that the scope of compulsory motor insurance under the European Directive, of which the UK is still part, should be understood going forward to include the use of any motor vehicle anywhere, as long as the use was consistent with the design of that vehicle. So Mr. Vnuk's claim would have to be paid, and similar issues would arise in the UK. They arise in the UK because our compulsory motor insurance law requires insurance of road vehicles for use on roads or other public places. Thinking of that through the Vnuk prism, that restriction of road vehicles to road use or other public places probably has to go, and in fact any motor vehicle for use pretty much anywhere would have to be covered under the compulsory insurance law as it stands. But clearly our Road Traffic Act has yet to be amended, and as a result there's a grave risk that the UK's compulsory motor insurance law is no longer compliant with the Motor Insurance Directive as understood following the Vnuk case. That being so, the Department for Transport launched a consultation which began on the 20th of December 2016 to examine what the options are post-Vnuk for the UK's motor insurance regime. Those options are further complicated by the fact that the UK is leaving the EU in due course, probably in the next 2 or 3 years, and therefore any compliance with the EU regime might be limited for a particular period of time, dependent on what the Brexit regime ultimately looks like. The DFT favours really two options, the first being maximum compliance, i.e. we extend the UK's road traffic law to cover any vehicle operating anywhere, or alternatively looking for a middle ground, which would be to seek an amendment to the Motor Insurance Directive to restrict the effects of Vnuk just to cover the use of vehicles circulating in traffic. Both options still, however, bring in some potentially adverse and unintended consequences, in that a wider range of vehicles will be brought within the scope of cover, such as golf carts, some agricultural vehicles, quad bikes, even electric assisted pedal cycles could also be covered. There is, however, very limited data on claims that arise from those sorts of settings, and in its consultation the DFT is seeking further information on claims risk and claims numbers in respect of those vehicles, and it's really important to take part in that consultation and supply such data to inform the DFT's position. The consultation closes on the 31st of March, and during the consultation period BLM will be arranging a number of events to discuss the implications of the detail of the policies with a range of customers and stakeholders. We hope you're able to take part, and please do contact us with the details at the end of this podcast if it's something you'd like to get involved in.